Do I even know my months? Because I hate that book. Think I may cry. I feel like a failure. Hi. We all know why we're here. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Diamond. I'm a girl who's obsessed with books and has opinions about everything, literally everything. If you're not new, welcome back to today's craziness. You already know what we're doing. You already know the drill, but for those who don't, today we are talking about the books that I want to read in September. Now you may be asking, Diamond, where is your August TBR? Where'd it go? Where's your August wrap up? Where'd that go? What's going on? Where is it? And let me just tell you, I feel like a failure. Because guess what? I didn't read a single book on there. Well, that's a lie. I read one. So we're gonna talk about it in here. And then we're gonna continue on with the rest of the video because, y'all, what's the point of making a whole video if I only read one book? In the month of August, I planned to read 4 books, but I only read 1. And then I went into a slump. And not just like a book slump, but it was like a life slump. Like I didn't want to do anything. Like senioritis is already getting to me and I'm just like, I started school a week ago. What's going on? In the month of August, I read Binding 13. At first, I had doubts, but it was so good that I agreed to go buy the physical copy because I liked it. Now, complaints on this book, why is it so floppy? Second complaint, look at those words. Look at those words. Microscopic. I need a magnifying glass to read that. Third of all, Bible paper. Anyways, y'all don't care. This is not a book review. Well, it is actually a book review. Anyways, in the month of August, I read Binding 13. If you don't know what Binding 13 is, it is about Shannon and Johnny. Johnny is this really big time rugby player who his whole life has just been nothing but rugby. Rugby, just rugby. Then he does something dumb at practice and he hits this little girl named Shannon. From there, he's kind of like love at first sight. It's kind of what happens. And then he's like really protective over her. And for a while, he tries to fight his feelings. So like, oh, I don't actually like her because I'm a rugby player and every time I don't do feelings because I have rugby to think about. So like feelings, dating doesn't happen. And his past relationship with this girl Bella, not good. Not good at all. This is not good at all. So he's obsessed with Shannon. But Shannon is also obsessed with him. But the only thing with Shannon is that she has a very sad childhood. Terrible parents, terrible father, terrible mother. She's this little frail girl who has just been bullied her whole life and doesn't have a good upbringing from her parents. So she's very guarded about everything. She doesn't want to fall in love because if what her parents have is love, and that is not what her parents do not have love, then she doesn't want anything to do with them. And I can't blame her either. I can't be mad at her. So that's basically the whole book. It does leave off on a cliffhanger, so I do want to read the next one. That's really all that happens. For 600 pages, all you see is them fall for each other, but then also kind of deny their feelings for each other. Well, mostly Johnny, because he knows that he doesn't need to be doing this and he needs to focus on rugby. And Johnny is very protective over Shannon and he's trying to figure out like why Shannon is the way she is, why she was bullied at her old school, and why she comes to school with bruises and all these other things, and why she has cuts and all these things. He's trying to figure out what's going on with her, but Shannon is very guarded and very good at lying. I don't want to give away too much because if I say too much, that could give away like what's happening at home, which could give away a lot. I can't say too much. But my thoughts on this book, I think I gave it 3 stars. This book has a lot of hype. I get it, but I don't get it. I get that it is a good book. I get that it is a sad book and a cute romance book. I just don't care to know how small this girl is. Every other page I turned and it was like, oh, she's so small and she's so frail and this and this and this and she can't stick up for herself because she's so small and so frail and she's so tiny and she could fit in my pocket. And okay, you can remind me the first 5 chapters. Once we get past that, I don't care anymore and it gets repetitive and it gets boring. That was really my only complaint. Oh no, my also other complaint, 600 pages to get nowhere. We probably could have shortened this down to 300 pages. There was like, it just kept going and going and going. And I feel like if you like their romance, then I guess you can read the 600 pages. But I feel like if you wanted to like, let's say that you're not like attached to the characters and you wanted the book to end quickly, not quickly, but you didn't want all the filler chapters of their romance, then I feel like it definitely could have been a lot shorter. I feel like 600 pages was killing it. But, I mean, no bad thoughts. It's really good. A very sweet, cute, sad book. I don't really have any bad thoughts. I just thought it was going to live up to the hype. And maybe I overhyped it in my head. I don't know. But to me, it didn't really live up to the hype. y'all, that's the only book I read. Bye. That's all for today's video. Love you. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Today's video is mostly just a TBR for September. My brain is completely blank. I think I need sleep. So we are doing the September TBR, and since I'm in a slump, the only way that I know how to get out of a slump is to go buy books. But a girl's broke, so we can't really go buy books. Another way is to get out of a slump that I know how to is just let the books come easily to you. If you really want to read a book, feel what feels natural, you know? Mood reading. But no book's interesting me that much. The third option that I also know how to get out of a slump is to read my favorite books. So guess what we're doing in the month of September? Rereading my favorite books. We happen to read a new book on my Kindle, but I don't plan on it. So in the month of September, I plan on reading 4 books, but let me get the books real quick. Now, will I probably get to read all of these? Probably not, because, you know, I'm in a slump. But the plan is to hopefully read all of them. First, we're starting off, I actually have listened to y'all's answers, listened to y'all's prayers, and I picked up Better Than the Movies. I love going into a book blind, so I have no idea actually what's happening in this book. All I know is that a bunch of y'all have recommended it to me. I plan on reading it. I hope I read it. If I don't read it, I'll kind of be sad at myself because but I'm hoping it lives up to y'all's hype. The words seem pretty big and it doesn't seem that long, so I'm hoping it's good. That's the number 1. My next favorite book that I would like to reread is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. I love this book so much. It's also on Kindle Unlimited, so I can just read it on my Kindle, and I love reading on my Kindle. I used to be a book girly where I was like, no, Mom, I have to have the book. The book is better. But now, it's so hard to lay in bed and hold a book and read. I can just turn over and have my Kindle and read. So much easier. It's so much easier. King of Wrath, I love this book so much. I read the other, 4, the rest of the series that is out, and to me, they didn't stick out as much. This is my favorite. I love everything that happens in here. I'm hoping this gets me out of a slump. I'm hoping this one or the next 2 get me out of a slump. And if they don't, I think I may cry. Next, Fourth Wing. This is the love of my life in a book. I recommend this book every time, every day, every day, everywhere. I love this book so much. The only thing with this book is if I read this book over again, I'm going to want to read Iron Flame. Then if I read Iron Flame, I'm going to be mad at myself because I hate that book. I hate it. That book is incredibly boring for it's over 600 pages for nothing to happen. Complete boring. But also in July, Onyx Storm is coming. July? What? Diamond, what? January. In January, Onyx Storm is coming. Your girl needs to reread the book so I actually remember what's going on. Not that I don't, but I would like to have it fresh in my brain. So if I read this in September, then read Iron Flame in November. Wait, I missed October. Do I even know my months? I need to go to bed. I plan on reading this. This is my favorite book ever. If this doesn't bring me out of my slump, I don't know what will. Next, Twilight. I am emotionally attached to this book, physically attached to this book, emotionally attached to this book. I love everything to do with this book, and not only is fall time coming around because it's starting to get colder where I'm at, but it is I've been seeing edits of Twilight on my TikTok. I've been wanting to watch the movies. This is my all-time favorite book, so I already know this is gonna get me out of a slump. But the only thing is, if I read this one, I'm gonna want to read the rest of the series, the whole series. So if I do that, that may be a separate video. But I really want to read this one. I think I'm gonna start reading this one first because it's literally my favorite book ever. Those are the 4 books that I plan on reading. I think we are going to do my wrap-up in my journal because, girl, we need to, because otherwise I'll procrastinate doing it. So, book journal. Acquired. Now, what do I really want to do since I only read 1 book? Cry. That's what I want to do. Now, I need to make the September page right here. Yeah, that was literally... I don't think I'm going to, print everything out like I normally do because, I literally checked off 1 thing and then wrote where I want everything else to go. But, I'm not going to print anything because I only read 1 book, so I wouldn't really be, printing anything. I'd be wasting, ink and paper. So I think we're going to do that part next month. But I am going to put everything in my Notion real quick. So that was today's wrap up. Today's what the world? That's all we're doing today. We didn't really do too much because what can you do when you're in a slump? Hopefully I read these books. I really hope I do. I'm tired of being in a slump. I really want to read those books. That's all that I have planned for today's video. I plan on posting 2 more videos soon, maybe a vlog. I don't know, we'll see how that goes. Let me know what other videos y'all want to see. Thank y'all so much for 4.5K, literally crazy. And I love you all. Mwah!